and my teacher can call for that microphone, and I can still hear him or her. And sometimes, you can go out of the room, shut the door, and you can still hear them, which is kind of awkward. But it's really amazing technology. How many of you recognize those big white boxes? See it in your classrooms? Does anybody know the real name of them? All right, that's okay. Those are called Red Hat Sound Field Systems. Those are amplification systems used to project your voice. All you need is a microphone. You turn your microphone, you speak through it. And that speaker projects your voice to all four sides of a classroom. So everyone hears your voice. It's not only helpful for a deaf student, but also for hearing students and teacher. So hearing students can hear the voice louder. You know how you're reading class sometimes, a voice can sound really soft. With something like a Red Hat, that is a huge help. And teachers like it too, because they can relax their voices. Next accommodation is note-taking. I struggle a lot with note-taking. I can take notes in the margins of PowerPoints, fill in blank notes, or really short notes. The reason why I struggle is because I have to listen at the same time, which takes a lot of energy. A lot. And to try to be doing note-taking and listening at the same time is a really big challenge for me. Imagine if you're in a race. You see the finish line. It's 10 feet away from you. You can see it in your sight. You're excited. You want to finish it, but you're reading a book. You're addicted. You got the climax, ride in action. You want to finish it, but you want to finish your race. However, you can't do that. You try to do both things at once. Instead, you crash and you lose. That's what note-taking feels like to me. It feels like my brain is going to stretch and that it's just not going to work. So that's why I use note-takers. The special paper on a note-taking pad is a carbonless note-taker, carbonless paper. On one side, you write down what you want. Then on the next side, it makes a copy, which is really cool. So you can kind of have like a whole copy, and it's kind of fun. The last accommodation that most deaf people, including myself, use is closed captioning. We use closed captioning in our everyday lives when watching TV, movies, or even live captioning in classrooms. The reason why we like closed captioning is because it gives us the whole story of something. Because when I'm watching a movie or TV show without closed captioning, which I do occasionally, I can miss one or two words, but sometimes those one or two words can be really important to the story itself. And to miss those one or two words can really ruin a story. That is why I rely on closed captioning, and most deaf people too, even though there are some people out there who do not like it, like my sister for one. So, throughout my entire life, I've always wondered, what is the cause of my deafness? There are many different causes of deafness. There's genetic disorders. There's viruses the mother could have had when she was pregnant, or diseases the child could have had, such as meningitis. In the winter of 2006, I discovered the cause of my deafness. That was Usher syndrome. Usher syndrome is a genetic disorder that is characterized by hearing loss and progressive vision loss. I am going blind. I am losing my vision slowly, while I still have plenty of useful vision left, which is great. However, I do not have enough vision left to go out driving, which is really frustrating because that affects my independence. I want to be able to get in a car and go to a food store, go to a friend's house, or do what I want. However, I can't do that. I either have to rely on walking, public transportation, or somebody else. But that can only go so far. And that's frustrating. Not only not being able to drive affects my independence, but also where I want to live someday. I'm not a city girl. I cannot stand New York City. I want to live in a place like Newton, part urban, part suburban. However, that would be a challenge because not everything in Newton's walking distance. So that is a big challenge. While there's no cure for ushers currently, there's been promising research, and I'm hopeful that someday there will be a cure for ushers. I'm going to leave you with an inspiring quote that I woke up to. Is be real with your limitations, but don't let them define you. I accept the fact that I'm deaf and I have ushers. It's part of my identity. It's going to be part of who I am. No matter what, it's always going to be there. However, I am so much more than that. I am the kid who likes to hang out with their friends, who likes to go to ceramics, throw on the wheel, do some hand building. I like all sorts of school subjects such as science, English, math, and a bit of history. I'm a huge Harry Potter, Doctor Who fan. I am so much more than that. My deafness, nor does my ushers define who I am. Before we finish off today, we're going to hear from other students who have program plans. One of them could not be here today, unfortunately. This is from my friend Karina, who's a former student of EPCO. She graduated from the school about 2 years ago. This past summer, she just recently got a program plan, and she would like to share her experiences in this video.
Hi, my name is cochlear. I'm from here in Boston area of Massachusetts. I have been hard of hearing all my life. My parents didn't know that I couldn't hear well until I was 4, and I'm profoundly deaf in this ear, and I didn't have a very major hearing loss, and so it became worse and worse as the years went by. And then in middle school, I was struggling with teachers and things like that. And then I transferred to Newton North High School, where I met a few people with cochlear implants, and they were telling me the good things about them and the bad things about them, and most of the time everything was good. And I refused to get one when I first met my friend Jessica. She would tell me things about it, and I would say, no, I'm not going to get one. I'm afraid of losing my love for music, my love for deaf culture that I just started to be adjusting to being part of where I felt like I fit in. And it was just, I felt like I finally found my place. And I just felt like, and she kept pushing me and pushing me. 3 years later, I decided I should get a cochlear implant, and because my hearing became so worse, I could only hear 3% without my hearing aid. I had a hearing aid since I was 5, sorry. And I love being able to hear, and now I hear so much better than I ever did. So much clarity. My love for music is still strong. I'm still part of the deaf culture, what I thought I was losing. But it's been a wonderful experience being able to hear so much things that I never thought I would hear again. Birds chirping, crickets chirping. It's just been a wonderful experience. It's only been 5 months, and I can't thank my friends enough that have cochlear implants for pushing me into this wonderful world of hearing. And also, I want to add that one of the biggest impacts about the cochlear implant is now I can have conversations with my family when we're in the dog or we're in the car, and I can have full access with communication, and I never had that when I had a hearing aid. And I also want to add that before when I had the hearing aid in the car, my hearing was getting worse. In the dog, or if I was just in the car, I felt like they were yelling at me, like trying to get my attention, trying to get me to actually have communication. If the window's down, my mom would have to yell to talk to me. But now that doesn't happen. She talks normal volume, and she's so surprised about it still to this day. It's only been 5 months.